YouTube here. It's Lisa Stade of the YouTube channels of Lisa Stade and Hitler Obsessed coming to you all with, I think, part 19 it is of the lecture series of the life and death of Adolf Hitler. I was wanting to continue where we left off. I gave kind of more of a little bit of background on some of the stuff that was going on in the Third Reich, that Hitler allowed. But no, back to what I was going to get on to was more of kind of the regular timeline. So, when Hitler was sworn into office, Hitler does make a lot of the plans I was talking about and telling about. Yes, once he sits down in the chair as chancellor, he ends up passing all his anti-Semitism into effect, and the hate crimes and stuff, and the crimes against humanity. But one thing that Hitler found out was that he needed to get a foothold in Germany, secure himself pretty much, so that he could get complete control of his dictatorship, and have become the complete, supreme, all-powerful dictator. Now, what Hitler does is he has what is eventually found out as of recently by a bunch of historians, that Hitler had Göring and a bunch of SS stormtroopers go grab a guy who was, I guess, a communist, an arsonist, and have him left after they set fire to the Reichstag. So, originally, Hitler and the Nazis are the ones who actually tried to burn down the Reichstag. So, I can type that in if you want into Google. So, Hitler uses that as a wonderful, I hate to use that ironically, but a bit of cynicism, I guess, there. Is that Adolf Hitler uses that as a way to find a scapegoat, like he's always famous for doing, finding a scapegoat. And having someone to blame to take the fall for it. So he blames it on the communists to try to get rid of them, because they're still a political party and the Social Democrats too. So Hitler tries to blame them for the Reichstag fire that he originally had planned to set out to burn the Reichstag. Now I'm going to go into my old psychology major there. Say, toxic people are very famous for doing this. I know of a housemate who kicked a hole in the bathroom. Tried to blame me for it. She never did yet. Because she knows she's a toxic person. She tried to do that last night to me. But knowing people false accusations, it all catches up to them. Just like the Reichstag fire eventually gets caught up to Hitler. Historians found that out. What Hitler was doing. I mean, yeah, he was long gone, but it's not like you can escape the truth from being exposed, can you? Doesn't matter if you're alive or dead. You can't get away with it. You can't get away with facts and truth. Okay, a little bit of a tangent there to use an example. A little bit of a side note on someone. You're in a lot of trouble. Crystal. But yet again, back to what I was saying, about Hitler and the Reichstag fire, Hitler does use that as a way to ban everyone in the new place that's set up for the government meetings. They have a new place set up for this. I mean, Hitler's viewpoint about the Reichstag was it was a foreign piece of mess. Just number two, ceiling tiles would just fall off, I guess, Ooh, the cracks in the ceiling. Oh my gosh, a piece of plastic would fall on your head. It was falling to pieces. Really, Hitler just wanted to find a way to get himself into a dictatorship. It really didn't matter what fell on him. I mean, if anything big enough fell on him and killed him, good enough. Have a good day. Back to what I was saying here. Hitler ends up using the Reichstag fire as a way to, get the communists. Actually, they're not allowed into the government meetings. They're completely banned, and so all definitely the doors are locked on the Social Democrat Party. So Hitler uses the location there to enact and give himself emergency dictatorial powers through the Enabling Act. So Hitler ends up getting his emergency powers, and this is sometime shortly after, 1933, so he's not fully in. And eventually everyone believes that it's the communists' fault, and they're all rounded up and imprisoned. But later on, Hitler will have places like Dachau first built, okay? But doing also another little thing Hitler would be going to is another little power struggle between the conservative nationalist political parties and the monarchists, due to whose side was he going to pick, the Wehrmacht, the Reichswehr, which was later on to become the Wehrmacht, or the Sturmtalon, the SA Braunschutz. And Hitler has his old friend Röhm, who he's known for some time, who actually got into the NSDAP, the Nazi Party. Röhm was actually a veteran of World War I, just like a bunch of the bigwig Nazi leaders were, except Goebbels and Heinrich Himmler. So not everyone was a veteran. Röhm was a veteran. But eventually, Hitler decides that Röhm has to die, and a bunch of the SA stormtroopers, leaders, have to die. And Hitler uses a lot of the behavior, the rowdiness, and supposedly homosexuality in them to destroy them. Now, it's up for debate if Röhm was actually homosexual. So, I don't think he was LGBTQ, because he had a wife who actually validated and said, I married this guy, don't think he's gay or whatever. I mean, he hasn't come out of the closet to me or to anyone. But Hitler, eventually has to decide who's he gonna pick. Now, there's also this other group that's been in the Nazi Party for some time called the Schutzstaffel, the SS. At the time, later on, they'll be under the control of Heinrich Himmler, but at some point they're also under the control of Hermann Göring. So, Adolf Hitler ends up deciding, Röhm, go take a break off in a rural retreat there, hotel, take all the SA stormtroopers, leaders, and, just take a break. You deserve it, give you a pat on the back, hard work gets paid off, you deserve it. And so Röhm is like, okay. But, at the time, there's even other witnesses, I think it's Man of Chaos or whatever, or The Meaning of Hitler, a couple of other books, trying to think the author, but Man of Chaos is one of his books. I think Hitler Speaks is another one. I'm trying to think the author, forgot the author, remember the titles, but he was also a person that lived during the Third Reich and was a part of the conservative nationalists. He knew Röhm, and he knew that he was just a wreck. He felt like Hitler was going to dump him and betray him, and this is before the guy looked like he was about to kill himself. He didn't look too hot. He didn't look very like everything was going well for him. And this was before what would happen was Hitler would have Ernst Röhm, and all the SA stormtroopers leaders go to this rural retreat which eventually Hitler would have proved his loyalty to the Reichswehr, later on the Wehrmacht, and have the SA replaced by the SS, the Schutzstaffel, under Heinrich Himmler. And he would eventually go down as a couple of his men and have Ornstrom and every other Nazi leader arrested. Many of them were killed, and Ron would end up, being in prison, being handed a newspaper that tells him about his betrayal of Adolf Hitler in Germany, and handed a gun with one bullet. And he knows that that's a symbol of you shoot yourself. And Ron pretty much stands up and says, "Have Hitler go shoot me. F you, Adolf." And he ends up meeting the end of a firing squad, and he's dead and gone. So, this is the end of part 19. I will do part 20 next year on the life and death of Adolf Hitler lecture series. This is Lisa Stade of the YouTube channels of Lisa Stade and Hitler Obsessed, signing off to you, telling you make sure to like this video and all the other videos, share these videos, become a subscriber to my YouTube channel of Lisa Stade and Hitler Obsessed, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, set it to all. Let's grow this channel more than 100, 150 right now is next goal. You can donate to my Patreon account, become a patron. You can donate to my subscribe song, become, a donor there, I guess, whether subscribe star, patron, donor, whatever the term is for subscribe star, donor. You can definitely go to my BitChute.com channel at BitChute.com. That's called Lisa Marie Stade. That is one word smashed together of just caps locks and lowercase letters. You can go to my Facebook page and my Facebook Messenger account. I have two of them, and a Facebook group called Hitler Interested History Buffs. You can send me a friend request, leave me a comment. You can do both if you want. I will get it, hopefully, if time allows me to actually go out and do that. Right now, I kind of got a midterm for history, and about to graduate and transfer. So, yay. And then you can also join the Hitler Interested History Buffs group. I'm actually surprised that thing actually showed some life, which is wonderful and nice. Bye now, and on to part 20.